has nothing to do with Richard though.
No,
Execute.
dude, it's his
It doesn't.
ecosystem. He'll build.
Can I
He'll
just
do whatever
say
he wants.
though, it's not Richard for one. No, it's just general people. But like these types of whale games, in my opinion, are
So
better than
it's the
some of the other
people
ones.
Richard pays to build this ecosystem and to fuck with it.
No, it's like people that have spent 2 years knowing what was coming to Pulsechain and just making up ways that they can leverage it to make money. I mean,
in my opinion, I think he hired every single one of you people because you're all Australian. Every single builder in this ecosystem is all Australian. I think you guys are all under one umbrella.
I'm not a builder. I'm just a pleb doing pleb things.
Yeah, you
Picking
just
on
bounce
you.
around from all the different ecosystems.
You know, Katie,
which means,
it does question
Yeah.
question the time of activity. The time of activity is always consequentially at night after work in Australia.
Yeah, it's always when I'm asleep. I know, because I wake up and I'm like, what the hell happened? And I'll be like, there's all these like volume in certain pairs, and I'll go look and I'll be like, wait till I go to bed to go play. It's like, it's annoying for me personally. One and two, yeah. But like, for instance, there's something that happened on Pulsechain that I didn't overly like, where they went and extracted value out of different forked over protocols and then used that value to go manipulate other pairs and then wash traded between the different pairs. Like, that's type of games that I don't like. At least these people are just playing between different stablecoin pairs. Like, at least they're just doing general arbitrage, right? Like, what they're doing is strategic. Sure. Is it the best thing in the world? No. Are they getting value out of doing it? Yes. Is it typical whale games? Yes. Is it necessarily bad? No. I mean, what they're doing is just leveraging protocols and like LP pairs. Like, there is worse shit that's happened and happening on Pulsechain than this, just in my honest opinion. Like, I've seen some pretty wreck shit.
So I was right.
These people are just smarter than the average person right now. Like, they're making money.
But did these things? Hey, but did these things happen? Were they whales before their $65 million in SAC they stole from our community?
They were not. They were barely in
The
crypto.
stuff
It
that
started
was
at
They weren't
21.
shit. They weren't shit.
Yeah, the stuff that's
They weren't
happening on
shit.
Pulsechain has nothing to do with any of those either. Like, that's
No, it
not the
does.
bad stuff that's happening.
No, the worst. No, look, what's the worst thing that could happen? Where do you go? I mean, what would you consider the worst thing? Are you talking about like the little bitty shit coins out there? And I'm not trying to fight with you, Katie. I'm just being
I am
serious.
not
Like, is it
going
the little
to-
bitty things? Is it the
I'm
little
not
bitty
gonna
things, or is it where the
publicly say what I
most
think's
money
the
went
worst
to?
thing. In DMs, I'll tell you what I think is the worst thing I've seen
I
on
can-
Pulsechain so far, but I'm not just gonna be like blah 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 blah. Yeah, no, I will.
Like,
I'm gonna
everyone's
zip
waiting
my
for you to
mouth
say it.
once.
You're like, say it, say it.
Normally
Say
I
it.
say it,
That's-
but
People
yeah,
respect.
I'd say
great.
Spread the good
between
words.
the V1. I'd say it's a toss up between the V1 bug and the fact that everybody that sacrificed for all these bullshit like projects, they're all getting their money used against them now.
But hey,
Yeah,
Execute, you want to like talk about sacrifices and stuff? We have a really cool page coming soon that'll like show you all stats around them. It's going to be pretty cool. It's in like the next couple of days. It's going to go live. I think you guys will like it.
You realize if people make even on their
Like,
sacrifices,
I would like it.
if people make even on their sacrifice, literally they outperform the market, like because the market just literally
Yeah.
tanked. So like if you could
Sorry, was
keep
that
the
breaking?
dollar on your dollar and not having to put the system in a recovery mode since everyone's going into stable, that's actually beneficial. It's like if you're able to create that, I think I think that's amazing strategy for people to be like, hey, I just kept my money, but with the opportunity of volatility with it, so I could have made money on the way. It's like after all these drops, you make even. It's like that's incredible, but that's only for the people that have the money. So it's like, okay, well then Pulsechain's only for the OGs, only for the people that were the first. That's you can't say that, right? We're trying to get mass adoption. We're not supposed to promote the ability of telling people like, yeah, well, just give them their money and then everything will be okay. It's like you can't do that.
I don't
You have
think
to
that's
create.
true. The OGs are already underwater. The Hex OGs are already underwater. You're buying Hex today cheaper than you were by day one.
Not all of Hex
It's all-
OGs. There's some of us still making 94% APY on our Genesis
Yeah,
stakes.
because you're staked
doesn't
for
say,
fucking
yeah.
a billion years. I'm talking
No,
about
not
2
necessarily. No, we're still ladder up. So we decide when that 90% ends. Some of it ends in 4 years. Some of it ends in 11 years. Plus, we're getting the hedron 10x.
Yeah,
So
but
some
in
of
my
us were
opinion,
more
that's
than
not
50x ups. Well, I
that's a
mean,
that's a
some
belief
people
system.
decided not to listen to Richard and fucking went all in, balls deep on day one. He decided to tell us, and I went in on day 18. So I was in December 20th. I'm
See, there's
still
other
up like more
games,
than
man.
50x, bro.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
still a belief
Execute.
system.
His game is so much different than ours. And we can't intertwine both games and say, yeah, well, his like ID can't look at a newcomer and be like, listen, this is the game. And the guy is gonna that's not even his game. But there's a game
Yeah,
that
well, I mean
ID is
that got me banned at the year one when I would tell
yeah,
him I
but
was
why
still
you think they
making
banned
triple
you? Because you were
digit, and
their
I didn't even
competition.
understand why. Everyone else would tell me, "I'm OG. I went in on day one. I got Genesis stakes. I did this," and I was like, "All right, well, why the fuck are you not making triple digit APY? If you locked in before big payday and you're here still, and you said you were Cuatro Cinco, then you should still be making all that stuff." And then that's when I noticed that everyone that was there, including all these
Exactly.
people that decided to extract value, were not where they were saying.
Yeah, of course. I think like the big thing with you is you drank the fucking Kool-Aid so hard that there's no
No,
going
it's
back from it.
I'm
not.
just
No,
I'm just
it's
saying,
not.
bro.
Because if I wanted to in September of
yeah,
2021, I would have dumped the 4 or 5 million hex that I had and I would have been fine. But I decided to believe in the system. So yeah, maybe I did.
yeah.
But that's what
Hexy
we
P,
were
I'm
you
just
really
supposed
saying
to
like
can't
do.
say
I
that
didn't
though.
know that we were supposed to just lock in for like 18 months and then just dump on everyone's head. Because this
Hexy P, how are you
the
saying
narrative
this
from all
when
these
you're a
people,
jacked up
including all the
importer?
influencers, quote unquote, was that we were Cuatro Cinco.
I don't think we would have had a
100%.
dump
Literally, you had to
if
write
people.
that like in your bio. It was like, oh, I'm a Cuatro Cinco. It's like, who the fuck cares about Cuatro Cinco now? You don't even
Yep.
hear these individuals talk about it, give gameplay about it. It's like I made personally, and I'm gonna tell you guys this right now as we speak. I have made more money off of a one hex Cuatro Cinco than I have a 25,000 hex a fucking on a 3 year. I've
Yeah, but
literally made more return on a
that's
one hex
Well,
stake
that's
more,
so
but
that's
good,
un
that's the
bro.
numbers.
that's
But that's the
unrealized
numbers.
capital. That's unrealized
No,
capital though. You
it's
can't like.
act, but it's the numbers today, right?
Yeah. But it's
Like
not. It's not real
that's
until
the
it's real,
like
right?
that's how
Like
I can
that's
flaunt the system of what Hex does. Hex
Right.
literally allows you to say the it's more valuable to be involved with Hex than to actually do it in the last couple of years. Well, no wonder. Look at what Hex just created. It created a whole fucking L1, providing you guys millions of dollars of liquidity when you only had a couple million in liquidity for a year on the downtrend, right? So you only had a couple mil, but now you have a shitload. And it's like,
Yeah.
where is all the money coming from? Well, obviously it has to come from Hex. Hex is giving you guys value. Why? Because you never made any other pairs. You didn't have Hex to Link. You didn't have Hex to to wrap Bitcoin. You didn't have Hex to ETH. You guys were like, oh, well, we're correlated to the price. Blah, 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 blah. We should get uncorrelated. Okay, well, now you're uncorrelated. What are you doing? You're doing nothing to the price. Might as well
that
have just kept it
wasn't
to wrap
wasn't
Bitcoin
that
and ETH.
wasn't
We're
that
not
Richard's narrative though?
uncorrelated right now.
Well, the less we have paired to it, and the more we're
We
pairing it
are
to the stable
so
coins,
uncorrelated.
we're so
We're
uncorrelated. Like
no,
it
no,
don't
yeah,
you?
we're totally uncorrelated.
Yeah, because
Like
No,
most
we're
of
everything
the
else is
money.
going up,
0.4
and we
on
are going
Hex.
down.
Hex is
Yeah, but the
0.4
mistake,
correlated
but
to
the
ETH,
mistake, Katie,
which
was
is still a
people
lot.
thinking that they should have USDC. That it was better to have USDC than to have wrap ETH, or to take the USDC and just why didn't you get wrap Bitcoin? Oh, I hate wrap Bitcoin because Richard says Bitcoin's crap. Yeah, rich Bitcoin's crap, but it doesn't mean you can't siphon its fucking value like every
Bitcoin's
other
amazing.
coin did
I
with
don't know why you
Ethereum
guys
over the
are
last
Bitcoin.
6 years. Like at
Like,
BNB is the number one example, and we literally caught them on the week of literally pulling their V3 liquidity. We literally were in chat, stoned as fuck, saying, "What the fuck just happened to BNB liquidity? Like BNB is at $6,000 on ETH. What the fuck? It's $300 here. Why is it $6,000 of value here? Oh well, look at that. It only has $10 of liquidity now. Oh look at that. Binance just removed their ERC20 withdrawal option. Oh shit." And now there's no more ties to ETH, and that BNB is godlike. You could have as much degeneracy as you want. They're keeping all their value. Why? Because BEP20s are not even real fucking coins because they issue the BEP20. It's like we're literally the most free crypto L1. Like the freedom aspect, Pulsechain has it, except no one's using it. We just say we have it, and we say like, "Hey, cool," but it's
Oh,
like,
I'm
where's the
using all these
BNB?
cheap transactions.
We're only bringing in ETH. It's like, where's all the other money? Where's all the other bridges that were supposed to pop out of nowhere? Oh, why? Oh, why? Oh, there's a lot of vectors, huh? You guys got a lot of people trying to get that money through the testing, huh?
in my opinion, this is what I think is going on, especially with the SAC funds. I think Richard probably has those SAC funds in limit orders ready to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum at like market levels of, way the fuck down there. And I think until we get like lower lows on Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't think that money's going to move because he needs to take all that dye, either buy wrap Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then throw through a mixer, and then he'll pump it into the ecosystem that way. I think
And
that's
you
what he's
also
waiting to
thought
do.
Zen was better than Hex, right? So let's just
It
throw
was.
that out there. You
I
also
have been
thought Zen was
profitable.
better than Hex.
Since Zen's came into inception, it's done better than Hex. Yes, I'm right. I've made money on Zen. You guys haven't made money on Hex.
Before you guys argue about Zen, I'm gonna go get on stream in a second. It was really great talking to you all. And Famous, you and I need to bicker some more one day because I actually miss bickering with you.
Yeah, whenever you want. I'm always available. We just have to take that 11 hours into consideration. So probably at this time, like you said, is the best time. So just let me know.
Yeah,
And I'll
we
put
need
out
to
my
have
calendar.
bickering dates. They're fun.
I'm very down.
Y'all, as long as y'all eat snag sangos during that, I'll
Snag
watch.
sangers. It's a sanger.
Sango.
Sanger. Yeah, you got to speak like an Australian, mate.
Yeah, Sango.
Sign off.
I'll let you do it. As long as y'all are eating that, I'll watch it.
Bye, guys.
Ciao. Stay safe.
All right, so Execute. I'm tired of you shitting on Richard, bro. You call him fat? You're fucking fat. You're on the treadmill, you know?
Yeah, but the
Like,
difference is
literally,
one's
shut the
muscle
fuck
and
up.
one is fat. I'm just big, big. He's like fat big. He's like tall, fat big.
What happened to
That man-
Newer Hearts?
that man could
what
look
happened
so
to your
good.
fake girlfriend that you lied to us about when we got her on stream one night and asked her, and she's like, "Oh no, he's just our friend." And she told us, she's like, "He's just my friend." And it's like,
Yeah,
well,
we're
he
just
told
friends.
us you were his. You didn't tell us that one night, bro. You were telling us
Oh
to look
man,
at
you
her
should you
ass and
should
shit.
know by now when girls say he's
Yeah.
just a friend, there's still the Glock 6000
Yeah,
action
she ain't
going
ever
on
met
behind
this
there.
dude.
Come on.
She ain't ever met this dude.
What do you think happens when somebody lives in one country and one lives in a different country?
You do
Like
cyberspace.
I thought you were there with her though.
I'm currently in Thailand. Do you think I would have a girlfriend that lives in Brazil, bud? Like we're all adults here. Fucking
You're
is
not
like
an adult. You're out there in Thailand, probably
Wait, is she Brazilian?
children.
Yeah, you definitely could have maintained that.
Yeah, she's
Nah, you
Brazilian.
can't.
Of course
He's
you
a
can.
little thick.
What do you mean, bro? They love. Anyways, whatever, man. I think it's in the dad bods are in, man. But from the conversation, I don't think there's like, even though I have all these grandiose ideas, I don't think right now there's a specific thing we can do. I think it's just I think the best way of action and what I think has been most beneficial for my community and the people that listen to what we do as like content to learn and stuff like that is to keep understanding what to do when this happens, right? So the consequences of the actions, how do you react to those actions? And I think that's what we maybe might need to focus on instead of saying pointing fingers and saying you did that, right? Like I think it would be so much more beneficial for you to provide to your community. Like the best thing you've ever done, or sorry, the whole good part of what you do is always thinking forward. Hey, this is what you might want to do. It's like the future aspect of what you need to do, the actions on the reaction of the past is the best content you ever provide. The content where you're like pointing fingers and saying it's when you did this, when you did that, you lose. Like for me, not me, you don't lose me. Like me, I'm a fan 100%. But like that's where we lose the community because
Yeah, I
we're
hear you.
doing so much better when we think about moving forward. Because call it a spade or a spade. But if we're right, we're right. We're wrong, we're wrong. But at the end of the day, we're allowing people to learn and learn from mistakes and also benefit from what happens. Not because of we called it, but we actually help them say, oh, I used the test net. Thank you for allowing me to do this. Like I've never really gotten people tell me like, oh, you were right. I have more people telling me, thank you for pushing that option so I can learn how to do this because now I'm good. And
Right.
that to me is the best
Oh, and
part
yeah,
about
for
the
sure.
community.
No, and
That's
I don't like that either. You know, like I don't do it to say like, oh, I was right or I was this or I was
no,
the
I
other.
know, I
Like
know, I know.
I don't
I know,
take
but it's like,
satisfaction or
but we
seeing
need to
people wreck.
take stand right now and promote always like the more we keep pushing like this idea that liquid loans is stealing our money, well they already did technically, right? Sacrifices and raising money is basically they take your money, right? Like whether you're okay with it or not, the money's
Yeah.
still there. It's happened, it's done. You can't cry over spilled milk. It's not productive. So in my opinion, it's like, well, what is happening? What are the symptoms? What is the patterns that I see? Well, I see
Hmm.
the patterns of this, and as a community, we can change how they see it and how they want to act to it because we're more informed, because we're more this, because we're more that, then that's when their plan changes. Because if they push a mindset and they keep you gated with only certain information and push this mindset on certain people, they can continue their push. It's like the Roman cavalry that's like create the V formation, take the enemy and just push him. The more you push him, the more you can in the flank do the counter. And then right when it's the right move, you counter, and that's what they're
Right.
doing. But the more you change the pattern in that V, that's when you allow people to say, oh shit, now we have to do more. We have to think more. We have to do more. We have to provide more because we're not getting enough. Because these people are doing better. They see what we're doing. And that's why these whales, like, they always change the system and keep doing this and that and this and that and this and that to make you think, like, oh, is it up? Is it down? Oh, let's just pump these random people in chats and say, yeah, Pulsechain is going up. It's done. The bear market's in. It's like, dude, you just went up 10%. Calm down. Like, you still have the same amount bridged in, but you went up. It's like, what does that mean? It means, oh, money's coming right back down. And behold, it's exactly what's happening. So it's just like, we're not going to go up unless more money comes in. There's no other way around it. I know everyone's very positive and like I just don't think we're going up, man. We need more money. We definitely need more money. Like, the system needs to be backed more. And I don't think Richard has anything to do with it. Richard's a user just like us. I don't understand why people want Richard to do so much. There's so many other whales that are so much more liquid that can just come in and fuck shit up. Like, Richard's responsibility to this system is so great that I wouldn't even want him in these little games. Like, yo, dude, just take care of yours. Don't come in here. Let us fucking make money. Like, I wouldn't want Like, I don't know. To me, when I hear
I think it's
people say like, "Oh,
all
make Richard trump the price," it's like, what do? You want to rob Richard?
I think it's all Richard right now. It's probably him pumping and dumping it.
And that's why you're in Zen and we're in Hex.
Well, Trap. To be honest with you, it's like it's basically the it's a round Earth or a flat Earth. It's both are wrong because both don't have the right answer. So it's like we can't say he's wrong because we don't know what's right. So like, is it really
You got to
Richard that
look at
has
it.
it or is it not? Like, he
You got
could
to
be
look
just
at it like
wrong by saying Richard's the one doing it.
no, but I put it this way. So you look at the whale wallets and you watch what they do, and a good 30% of them literally take stupid amount of capital and nuke their wallet on purpose. Why? Because it's just recycled funds from recycled addresses, and it's Richard. He owns the whole ecosystem. He doesn't care how much money he loses. It doesn't cost him any money, right? It's just free coins that somebody gave him, and he recycled it. So that's what, in my opinion, I think that's what's happening, right? He looks at all the order books and says, all right, where can I
Then why are
nuke
you
the
still
most
here
amount of
then?
people?
Why are you still participating? If you know this, if
Because
you know this is what's happening and you think it's so malicious and horrible, why are you still
I
here?
don't I don't think it's malicious and horrible. Like I just know the system. Like I play along with it. Like I was in Hex early days, and I know like the amount of fuckery that I've seen. I was like, Jesus Christ, what's happening today? Like, and you get around that by learning, right? So when I learned it in early days Hex, I'm just like, now that I'm in Pulsechain, I was like, I already kind of like, that's why I already predicted most of this shit happening. Like, even with Hex going under a penny, everybody hated me for saying it at 50 cents, but I'm like, no, it's going under a penny. And they're like, how? And I was just like, oh,
Did you put
we'll
it
see.
on video though?
No, I tweeted it out. I
Yeah,
actually
he's
had,
been
I
in.
think it was,
Oh, so there's no
He's been
record.
consistent. I would say that he's in a lot of Twitter spaces, and like, he's consistent. Like, you don't like his message, I think you still should hear it and try and digest it.
I mean, like some of us tried, like especially when like Richard was asking about like the whole stablecoin situation, and I mean, I know it got me in trouble, especially when we hit 50 and we could not go back up. Like it was not allowed to. You could not say that in the voice chat. Like the second that we hit 50, we went down to 40 something, and you could tell that we were not going to hit 50 again. I remember telling everyone we need to get now into the best coin outside of Hex, or quote unquote the second best ERC through the fork, which ended up being the best ERC, which it was DAI. Because if you
I don't
were,
even,
and I mean, now I know it sounds like it's a, yeah. What were you saying, Centric?
I was just going to say, I don't even think is somebody else talking or is it just me?
No, it was me. It was me.
Okay, yeah. I was just saying, I don't even think Hex would have done the crazy lower lows, but because
Mm,
of people over sacrificing for these projects, like let's say like liquid
exactly.
loans, obviously like we need that type of protocol. I think like Fatty, obviously we need these different types of protocols, but like to have
Agreed.
a public sacrifice, like let's say if they just put out their sacrifice and nobody put money into it, and it was literally just Richard putting like the whale wallets into these other sacrifices, I think Hex would have done all right. But because the public over sacrificed, I think like as soon as you give money to these people, it's important for them to dump it. So the fact that like you guys gave them hex and gave them the volatility, it just amplifies like the downward
Yeah.
spiral of hex. If you guys just would have sacrificed Ethereum or like Ethereum or USDC, I think it would have been a lot better. But even
Stable.
then, like you're still
Mhm.
selling hex to get that bullshit, right? But yeah, I think that's just in my opinion. I think that's why the price went way down. And yeah, that's just I've experienced like Richard early days in hex and like everything that happened during big payday when I was looking through it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, none of this
Yeah,
makes
man.
fucking sense.
People
That's a good
promoting
dump.
hex and the sacrifices was the stupidest thing, and that's why he put all that hex in, because he's like, you know what? I have to lock in this price somehow, some way, somewhere. These people are all gonna lose their money because they're giving all this value. We should have just literally we should have gave all these sacrifice projects all the coins we don't like. XRP, Phantom, BNB. Should have
That
gave
would
them
have been
all the
funny.
coins
That
because
would
you
have been
still got
funny.
your value. You literally, like, the way I look at
Well,
it,
Richard
dude.
did that. Hey, Richard
Bro,
did that.
you know
Liquid
how much
loans only
fucking
accepted
Phantom I
stables.
gave and it went to garbage? I'm so happy that he dumped Phantom and I still have my value. I was given my value for something I didn't believe in. So it's like, why would you give Hex and give someone the opportunity? Like, I would give Richard the opportunity to sell Hex, of course, but then the other people, why would you give them the opportunity to sell something you want to maintain price? It makes no sense. Go sell, go take the money. Like the Hexecute, you said it perfectly. Like they have to sell it. Of course they have to sell
Well,
it.
liquid loans made you sell it. Look, liquid loans, honestly, they might have been the smartest out of everybody. It's
Of
because they
course.
made you sell. They made you sell your fucking Hex or whatever and get a stable and then sack $52 million of stables to their ass. That might have been the most brilliant move, period.
No, it's not detrimental to the system, but taking and giving someone the Hex, but not giving them the Phantom or the XRP or the ADA, you shouldn't do that. You should give them the coins that are scrap and take the value off of that and just go degrade those values, and that's how you get your token better. But no, why do you think he didn't sell the Hex? Not because
What do you
it's his
guys
baby. It's because it's no point to dump the price and steal the money from the same system you're creating value in. And that's what people did. And they all look at it like, oh, I did the right move. It's like, no. Personally, you did the right move, not community wise. He just gave money, like, he gave money to these people to dump. So now enjoy the dumping, buy back. Now you got to
Right.
provide the liquidity at the bottom. You got to give it back, not provide it. No, you got to concentrate your liquidity to make sure that you maintain price. And that's what V3 is for. And look, V3 is on. We have V3 on Pulsechain, but I just hear crickets from those that used to say, "Yeah, we're gonna have V3 on Pulsechain." Blah, 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 blah. It's
it's
like,
not
we're,
it's not a true V3, is it?
no, it's literally V3, concentrated liquidity on 9mm. Go check it out.
Oh,
It's
that
literally
yeah.
like, why are people? Where's the money? It's like, where's the big boys that talked all this shit, said we're gonna have this, and now where are they? You're not using it. Why? Because you didn't make it. Because you didn't figure out how to make it. Oh yeah, by the way, the dev that's actually a fucking doctor, right? In real life, that doxed himself, a nice guy, just literally built everything by himself with no money, with no sacrifices. So, did we need sacrifices for all these things? No. Someone just proved them wrong. Someone literally just built
I
a
agree with
blockage
that.
floor, a DEX, an NFT marketplace, is doing GMX, did the V3 liquidity, and he did it all for free.
I agree with the no
So,
sacrifice, but I still want to know about Funding Jim having part of the multi-sig wallet for 9mm because apparently he's unaware of
Again,
it.
I already clarified that. I'll reach out to Too Spooky and Orange Gooey. They're the ones that messaged me. I said no. I don't want to be responsible for any multisig. I don't even understand the technology. I don't know that they know my address or anything like that, and I haven't seen any message. So like anything you've heard is not from me
Well, it's
saying I'm
just
part of the
tweets.
multisig.
It wasn't coming from you. You never told me this. I'm just telling you what they put out there.
Yeah, I didn't give permission for anything like that.
Yeah, I think it would be good for trusted people of the ecosystem to have a multi-sig to something important like that, rather than some random fuck.
until it's deployed trap, someone needs to deploy it. You need to trust in the deployment. Like you just need to trust that they're gonna do it properly. Like that, you cannot, like, you could have as many doubts as you want, but like if you can't, like, you
I'm
had
not
to have
fading. Hey,
doubted.
I'm not fading 9mm or anything like that. I was just more I'm talking to
No,
Gary
I
about him being a part
understand.
of it.
I didn't even.
9mm is irrelevant to me.
Well, no, it should be really like no, listen to me. What I'm just confused about is the whole situation, the whole last 3 years, like from my perspective, right? As an influencer of the space, as an individual who's very has a lot of knowledge on this, I just don't hear the people who used to scream, "Can't wait for this." It's like it's here. Where are you? Oh, I don't know how to use it.
They probably don't have the bags anymore.
No, it's like there's no videos about explaining to you how to use it. It's not Uniswap. So like there's videos about showing you how to do Uniswap. So before you do your stream, you could study and spam 8 hours of, oh, how do I do this? How do I do this? And then they go on stream and sound like they know what they're talking about. But now when it comes to a fresh new product that no one knows how to use it, how do you use it? You only hear the individuals who know how to use it explaining it, right? But you don't hear these big voices in the community saying V3 liquidity, concentrated liquidity, hold price. No. They're not even, they don't even care. But you see Mintra helping Fox and Fox helping Mintra and Liquidity helping this, but no one's helping the real builders. Like the actual, like you want onboarding, you want to bring people into your ecosystem that weren't here before
Do
the
they
echo
have
chamber, but
do
they're
they
not
have
doing
farming?
nothing.
Do they have
Huh?
farming on V3? Do they have farming on their V3?
I don't think their V3's out yet.
What the V3 is out. But
It
what
is
do you
out.
mean by farming? Like you mean like to get fees? Yeah.
Like no. I mean like do they have like their own incentive token? Like for
The
farming?
incentive token is coming, but the incentive token is not going to be a token that comes out of the V3. The V3 is specifically fees, like it's just concentrated liquidity. So that's V2, but the 9mm token is going to do the sharing of fees. So they
So they're
downgraded
doing
on the fees.
the Richard 2.0. They're playing
No,
like
they're actually we're beating Pulsex because we're giving people the option to do a 0.25 pool. So
it's a
we're
broken
beating the
limit order though,
point.
right? Like it's not a
The
limit order. It's
no, it's
it's
kind of, you
a
could
like a
do limit
slush
orders.
fund limit order.
No,
It's not a proper limit order
like
though.
right now I can go and say, okay, well, I'll put concentrated liquidity at USDL at 101, and I'll just
Yeah, but if
provide
it
all
wicks
kinds
up and
of
wicks
liquidity.
down,
So like when
your
someone
bag,
sells down to there, it's kind of like a limit order, but it's not. It's you're
yeah,
providing liquidity in that range.
you have to be there to exit.
Yeah, you have to
And
range it. It's V3,
yeah,
Uniswap V3 basically,
So it's
but
not a
there's
real
no
limit order
you
then.
no
It's
no no
not a
it is.
real limit order.
But it's not limit orders. It's V3 concentrated liquidity. You get an NFT. It's like a position. You have like it's V3 Uniswap liquidity. It's a copy. It's 100% a copy. It's exactly the same.
that's why they're not getting participation because real whales focus on actual limit orders. Like the way you execute in this ecosystem is to do proper limit orders. Like when you're talking about stupid amounts of money, nobody with like I said this a couple weeks ago. Anybody with fuck 200K now because of the liquidity. If they bring any capital into the ecosystem, they don't care if their whole $200,000 of the bag gets bought up. They just care about how low their order is getting executed. You know what I mean? So they're gonna put their shit in a range. They don't want to like follow it and watch it like a hawk. They just want to leave 200K here and let the shit go through.
No, that I
And as
agree
the
with you.
price
But
goes
if you want to
down, they
maintain
want it in their
price,
wallet.
yeah. But if you want to maintain a ratio and a price and like a level, V2 is the wrong idea. You're not going to hold anything. You're just adding at a 50-50, and you're just executing that V2 fucking
Yeah.
fucking equation. But on V3, you can hold. You could say, okay, it's never going lower than this because I'm providing so much liquidity that okay, everyone jeet, but it's never gonna go down there. So like, it is very important where we're at now to have that. Of course, it's
What are
very
the
important.
whales going to do? Hey, what are the whales going to do? New whales, if they find Hex out of the blue, let's say Funding Jim is out there and he finds somebody and they want to buy Hex, where are they going to go? ETH.
Well,
Guarantee you.
no, I
They're
could
going to
buy.
go ETH.
I
They're going to go ETH. They're going to go with the proven ass blockchain. They might throw a little bag at Pulse. This is just my opinion. All right. This is strictly my
Yeah.
personal
I'd
opinion
agree with
on
them.
this.
I
But they're going
think
to go
that
with
if
ETH. They're going to go
I
with ETH. They
think
might
if
throw a
funding
little
Jim,
bag on Pulse,
yeah,
but
but
there's limit orders on ETH. They're going to,
I
it's a
I feel
proven
bad for
blockchain.
funding.
It's a proven blockchain. They're going to go where they know their money is absolutely safe. And I'm not saying
100%.
it's
But that's
not
why I'm
safe.
saying. But
I'm
that's
not
why I'm
saying it's
saying
not
if you
safe on
give them,
Pulsechain,
if
but
you
it's
give
not
these
proven
individuals,
enough.
yeah, but if
And
you give
people
these
say, oh,
individuals
gas
the
fees. They don't
choice,
give a fuck.
you
Wells,
know, but bro,
big
that's not
bags
the.
don't give a fuck about gas fees, man.
No, of course, but the thing is there's no option. Like you give these individuals who are not who need to trust you, who are not are very you know, they don't have, their knowledge basis is not like I'm a pulse maxi. But if you show them two options, say, hey, listen, you have five assets I would like for you to maybe go into. Now their location of where you can acquire it, there's the option on ETH or the option on Pulsechain. I'm pretty sure if Gary were to push that, it would, they would be more comfortable with the money on ETH. 110%.
Exactly.
But we
When
don't
I
have
when I
those
onboard
options.
people,
We
I
don't have
literally
those
tell
options,
them
so might
I
not have those
literally tell them
conversations.
do the 80-20 rule or 60-40, and then you're literally market ordering 20%, and then you're leaving the 80% as buy orders, and you literally don't care if they get executed on or not. All you're doing is just taking the price from today, you're measuring down 80, 90, 100, 110, 120%, and you're just leaving limit orders in like that. That's what I recommend people to do. And like if the market rips and it just goes up and like a couple of their orders go through, like I'm like, just be happy you got a couple orders to go through, and be happy that you still have your USDC or your DAI that's sitting on the sideline. And you know, it's slush fund that if you want to buy something in the future that you just want to instantly buy, you always have that extra capital there. And when the market's ripping, there's always pullbacks, so you can just raise your limit orders. If you know you're in a bull market, just get ready for the pullbacks with your extra capital. That's the best way of playing it out when you're a whale. You're never market ordering. You're always in limit orders.
Oh, 1,000,
Exactly.
I
Or
agree. But
LPs.
limit orders still like they're in the limit orders, but they're also doing the V3 because like there is a game. If they know that they're gonna get filled, right? If there's that much volume happening, they would also take a V3 position because they could
Right.
maximize how much they get out at. Even though they're doing limit orders, they could still maximize their the pull
I personally
because
don't do it just because I don't.
But this is only going to get the, like Execute
yeah, but it's
said, the 80
probably because
20.
you don't want to
20,
maintain your
20 is going to
it's like
come to Pulse, 80 is going to go to ETH for Hex
I was
purposes.
just talking about purposely like just instantly buying the between the two
Oh, my bad.
chains. I think it like Pulse chain doesn't even matter, right? Because like my day one move, I moved 50% of my capital off of. I took all of my Pulse and I made Pulse, wrapped Pulse, brought it over to Ethereum. I put it in a limit order as a sell all the way up to 10%, or sorry, 10 cents. I was one of the people that like sold some fucking Pulse at 10 cents on that candle. So I had it from like whatever it was, 30% higher than SAC, all the way up to 10 cents. I sold 50% in my bag. And then I also put in around $50,000 worth of USDC into that same bag. And then I put in market orders with the USDC, 50% lower than SAC. And well, actually 30% lower, 35, 40, 45, all the way down with the USDC. And then I withdrawed that USDC to another wallet. That way, there was no USDC in that wallet. So as soon as my Pulse got liquidated, it went into USDC. And then when the price jumped back down, it rebought with the free USD I just sold. It's like the perfect wick, and it's in my wallet. It's not left on some like V3 pool bullshit
yeah,
where I got to monitor it.
but you see that was the move though. But that was the fucking move. You look at the chart in the first couple of days. It's like literally. So you're that fucker. But like it's like there was another three and four other people that were doing exactly what you were doing. It was like wow. It was
I don't
like
know if they
why aren't
flushed.
people
I don't
doing?
know if they flushed the USDC though, because like it's the safest play to just make your market orders and then withdraw the USDC to a separate wallet. And that way, if like you do end up selling, it rebuys as it's going back down because of the crazy slippage. Like the wicks over there are so crazy, and the people aren't like they're just market ordering. And if you market order too high or too low, you eat slippage. So if you're way up there or way down there, you're the person that's going to get executed if you just have like that slush in there that's jumping around going up and down. You know what I mean? But like that's the problem I don't like with these pools is even though I'm getting executed, if I'm not there to exit, it's just bouncing around and I don't get to take profit. Like with this, it's like it's a slush fund. It's like you're using the money that you just sold to rebuy instantly almost. It was literally one day and it wicked up, it wicked down, and I had Pulse in my bag again. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And it was like, I don't even know how much Pulse I gained from that. It was just some stupid ungodly amount.
No, you just, yeah, at least that someone else did it. But like, but it was also like you the Wix. Like when I was fascinated was there was that guy John Blow, Joe Blow or whatever his name is, the dev, the French dev. He when he put up his app, he was showing us a chart that had so many wicks that I was like, why don't we see this on the normal charts? And then I started looking into it, and I'm like, wow, these fuckers are selling hex on the regs at 3, 4, 5 cents. They're selling it at 10, 15, 12, 15, 16, 17 cents, and they're getting a lot of it. I'm like, holy shit. And then they're buying it back for like pennies on 3 pennies, 4 pennies. So then I understood, okay, the first couple of days people are going to trade and there's going to be crazy numbers. Literally, people told you, don't do anything. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not going to do
Ratio
anything.
trade.
And then you hear people on the first day, bro, I sold 5,000 Pulsex, I got 10 million Pulse. What the fuck? Like, yeah, man, enjoy. It's like you hear those stories. Why? Well, because of these crazy things that these guys did. Because people just pressed buttons and just enjoy. But you see, we don't have that opportunity on Pulsechain anymore. So there is no ARB for you to do anything. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to literally just trade between the assets and lower,
I
and that
think
literally allows bots to just take the pulse and sell it and dump it and take it away. So now
I
you
think the
have
play right
literally
now is
problems.
to start using the bridge and arb the bridge because he made it zero.
Yeah. Yep.
If you got like a 15K bag, I think every now and then you can make like anywhere from 100 to 150 bucks just using that bridge arbing back and forth. It might cost you 50 bucks on Ethereum to do the transaction and whatever, but I
Yep.
think
Yep.
there is an arb play there with like 15,000. I was looking at it the other day. I don't really care about making that much money. Like it's whatever 100 to 300 bucks for me to do it. It's like I think it has to have more of a
If you bring the USDL, if someone were to bring the USDL and make a pair of USDL wrap pulse, then that 100% ARB would be play. You have the bring in some. You would have DAI, USDL, and wrap pulse on Ethereum, bro. Some crazy ass fucking arbing could happen. Crazy ass arbing could happen because you would have you could have such a crazy fluctuation. It could be like $1.30 per coin per USDL. Like I
that,
see
and I
it.
think if Richard squished the PLSX and all that shit, and he just made it one pool, like have the pools, have limit orders, have like the V3 limit order bullshit, but have farms all on the same thing. Get rid of the V1, get rid of the V2, get rid of the V3, make it one because it's confusing the fuck out of people. And like V1 right now, if you're in there, like think of how much money people have lost being in those pools. Like I remember,
Yeah.
like within like 2 months, it was $17 million worth of liquidity that was burnt just in fees. And that's $17 million of your users' funds. So, and that was like at the beginning. It's probably like, 50 mil, 60 mil right now that people have lost being in those pools because like you don't get fees. You're just leaving your money there to do
Yeah, but
nothing.
that's
Then you
benevolency.
get
But
some
that's
incentive.
benevolency, dude. I love that because now I don't have to do it. We all do it together. We're all taking the risk. Like everyone says you have to have no expectation, right? Well, like literally people that have expectation, to me, I know they're not real investors because they've never really signed an investment document where they don't take risk, and they just have the potential of making money. Because when you do those type of investments, there is no expectation. You're not
Yeah,
supposed to
but
have. You literally sign your
in my
rights away
opinion,
saying, I do not have expectations. I have to make
it,
someone sign that if they want to invest in my business.
it's not expectations, bro. It's morals. And with this
No, no,
ecosystem,
no.
like
It's
one of the
literally
only
like
things,
in the law, there's places in the world that in the law, I have to, if you
yeah,
want to give me
I'm
money to
just
be
saying,
part of
I'm
something,
just saying, peer to
you have to
peer.
sign.
Like I believe in being moral and right, and that's one of the only reasons why I still fuck with Richard. Like he is an asshole, he is egotistical and everything else, but I believe that he tries to build something to perfection, and the fact that like there is no perfection in this ecosystem, like there is flaws and he hasn't fixed it yet. It makes no sense. Like if PLSX would have happened on a different chain, he would have been tweet storming the fuck out of it and making fun of it and doing this and doing that. But because it's his
Well,
ecosystem,
maybe
he
he's
just
just
shuts up
worried
about
about his
it.
L1 right now. What if he's just worried about his L1 right
Just
now?
get rid of the
What if it's the
the L.
plan to
Just get
get
rid
a
of it.
weak hands out of here?
Literally, what if he's just worried about the L1 right now? What's most important? Look how many dexes there
You
are.
could make fun about the chain. Just don't like put a vulnerability into the chain that's gonna hurt your users. He's always about saving the users. Like
Okay, well, where's the
PLSX
vulnerability?
V1
Like,
is
where is it?
it's
Okay, there's a
you have
vulnerability there. Did it go
yeah.
down?
There's just fees.
Did it go
There's just
down?
fees being burnt.
Yeah, but the
Okay, but
V1
what
doing
else
that is
happened?
actually benevolent and it's good because we all have to assume risk. And the risk is that if you want to have liquidity, if you want to be liquid, no one's going to profit off the fees.
Here's the
You're going to
thing.
have to create a benevolency that the
Execute
system
is a smart
benefits from
dude.
it.
We all know this. We all
I
know this.
understand, but to
Execute is a
me,
smart dude.
yeah, but to me, that's how I take my risk.
But
Is that if I want to be part of the most liquid, if I want to get the incentive, like if I want to be incentivized to be able to control this dex, I need to take on risk.
yeah.
I
Well,
can't
here's the
just be in
thing.
the system and not take risk and be like, hey, you guys just give me the value and then I'll just
Amos,
dump
if I
one
can't
day.
say this, I'm gonna forget it.
What?
I was just gonna say, execute. If this is his biggest complaint, because he's a smart dude. He's been in crypto a while. He knows everything else there. everything else out there. If this
I
is
think
his
his complaints are
biggest
valid.
complaint, no, but if this is his biggest complaint to what he has
Sure.
here, then hey,
It's not really the biggest. I'm
cry
just
away.
saying.
Hey, cry
I
away,
think that's
cry
like
away
a.
for me.
No, man, I
Go
don't think
ahead.
you're listening to him.
I'll listen.
It's a total of consequences that at this point he can name a bunch of things that he's pissed off about, and I think everything he
Exactly.
says is very valid.
No, I'm not saying it's not.
It's
I'm just
backed with
saying if that's his
see
biggest
people
complaint.
like Execute. I cannot not respect the person. I have to respect him because he comes with facts, comes with the numbers, and it makes you go and look and then assume for yourself. So it's like I can't look at him and be like, bro, no. The guy is absolutely right on everything he
Execute
says.
I'm not
knows.
trying to like completely shit on it. I'm just saying, in my opinion, like if these things were fixed, I think we would have more inflows because people did love farming, did love bringing their Pepe in and all that other bullshit. But like when you fuck with people's ecosystems like that, like you technically ruined a lot of those Pepe guys. And if you want people in the chain, you can't like incentivize coin holders to come over here and then like liquidate them the next day. Like that's such a fucking asshole move to do. And I understand like there is risk in being on that V1, but there's also risk just being in any liquidity pool. There is impermanent loss, right? So it's like risk on risk. That's when you're taking too much risk. If it's just
Hey, was it any
impermanent loss,
different on Ethereum? Was it any different on Ethereum?
yes, at least you earn fees. So if you're in the pool, you still have fees. You still have one side that like you got to look at like when the cup is being filled on one side because it's being poured back and forth.
Well,
At least you're getting fees. With this
was that a
ecosystem, you have
DEX
two
that
cups that are just
Ethereum
getting
launched?
emptier.
Hey,
Yeah,
was
but it
that
just
on a DEX
forced.
Ethereum launched?
Yeah, but Execute. I just think V1 forces people to create V2, right? And that proves to you how much money there is, how much the community is willing to risk. We're not willing to up. The benevolency in the chain is greater than the desire to win. Literally, the benevolency of Pulse X is how it's gonna win. I see that because I'm willing to give my fees to allow the system to burn it, to allow numbers to be created, to allow game theory to be created, to be executed. You can't have a burning mechanism without something burning it benevolently. And I
But
wouldn't
you
make the
literally
V2 or no, but it's literally benevolence. It's
you're
benevolency. It's the
literally
risk I'm
losing
willing
money.
to take. It's my risk. I'm willing to risk this in order to maintain it. The
Hey,
V1
Then
is
what
why
worth
don't you just
maintaining.
can y'all let me know
take
what
your Pulse
DEX
and
to
Pulse
look
X
up
and just
that
burn it?
Vitalik created?
Because
What
because
DEX
that
did
then
Vitalik
how am I
create?
then I'm
I want to
exposing myself
research
to
it.
the total risk of losing all my money. I can just provide liquidity and due to the system will burn according to what the system desires. But I'm off, that's my risk. Therefore I can have a piece of the I can give like I have a piece of the system. Then that piece is ink. And that's
It's
what
not
people
the
don't
yeah.
get. They don't get it that the
You're
ink
only
is the
getting
piece of
the
Pulsex.
incentive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
you're
have to
literally
you're
like
creating the incentive. The incentive is like has a halvening. So it's like I think for the first four halvenings you have to maintain, you have to acquire the incentive. So the benevolent the counter is I gave you this. Now I'm not just gonna give you free money. You're gonna have to like it's a piece of the business, right? The piece
I
in
just
order for you to have a say in what curtains go up in the apartment, you need to have a piece of the risk. You cannot say, "Oh well, I put money, therefore I need these things." No. You want a color of fucking curtains, but that might not rent the fucking place, and then my risk gets fucking utilized. So then it's like the same thing on Pulse Chain. I need to be taking risk to then be the guy who decides what happens. I can't be a say on the voting if I don't have risk. If I'm not assuming risk, I can't have a 4% vote if I
Your
don't have the
vote don't
risk.
matter. Your vote
You
don't
can't be a
Of
matter.
course
backseat
it
yeah.
matters.
driver.
But what do you
There is
mean?
no
If
vote
I
over
put
here
so
either.
much money in and collect so much percentage, if the ink is literally the percentage share of Pulsex. If you just want to make money off of Pulsex, you could just be a stockholder, right?
Gary Woods
But
is a
the
cunt.
uh,
Just
I
saying.
like Gary.
You should
He's a
listen.
good
Hey,
guy.
you should listen to the stream tonight. We had some good times with Gary. Gary's a trooper. Look, he left, came back.
Gary
He's a
Woods.
trooper.
Gary Woods is a lab test monkey. He has a micro penis, and every,
Well, I can't answer that for you. You're gonna have to talk to him about that,
I
bro.
was just saying
The real question is what? How do you know that?
because he sent me dick pics.
Does that mean you asked for them?
No, I gave him 7 hex for him.
Unsolicited dick pics. I like it.
No,
What you wanna see for 8 hex?
I'll show you mine.
Gary Woods with Sam Stolt,
Who the fuck is Sam Stoll?
some really hot bald guy.
Old guy?
Where's
Keep
Tangent?
talk keep talking. Krypton Head likes it.
Sam Stoll is a bald guy. He does modelling pictures. I think he would look great with. I think he would look good with covered in butter with Gary Woods, a spandex suit, a rubber glove, and a ruler.
And this is so graphic. I mean, I don't
Those sound
know.
like some
Everybody,
ChatGPT
put your
prompts. You
kid,
should go.
put your kids to bed right now.
This is PG-13
Did
space
we
nuclear.
start the onboarding session now?
Yeah,
How you
we're
doing,
on board.
ID Block?
What up, Cleo?
Greetings to everybody. Hex Deck Trap.
What's up? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, dude. You?
Tangent's not here. Tangent's not here. So I mean,
I
I
know
don't
he's
know. We can't help you right now on that end.
he's in the gay club.
Whatever you say.
He's in the yacht.
He's in the yacht. Yeah, wherever. Tangent's wherever he's at.
He's
Between y'all.
probably in Matty Allen.
And
Well,
we're
that way,
live.
sure, we could go ahead. If that's true, then if
And
what you're
we're
saying is true,
live.
that hey, he could be one of the 100 scammers that Matty All In is setting a record for. He's setting a record for the
Oh
most
shit.
YouTube streamers on a stream at one time, and he don't realize he's also setting a record for the most scammers on a stream at one time. Like he's knocking two birds out with
That's
one
great
fucking
content.
stone, and that is the most beautiful thing ever.
I think
So
Tangent is sucking
I
off that
bet you
guy
the
that wanted
daywalker's in it.
$30,000 for sandwiches.
he could
Trap, do you
be.
think I'm a scammer?
No, I don't think you're a scammer, bro. I don't.
Who-
I fuck
who
with you
said-
about Zen. I don't fucking shit on Richard and his weight. You know I'm gonna protect Richard. You know I'm gonna protect Tex. We've known each other a while.
Who's
You
that
know,
dude?
I send blows, you take them back, and then we, and you send them, and